KP, it's finally starting to sink in despite Silverquill, Joss Scorcher, Sophisto, Dr. Wolf, and the Brony notion. Those are the only people who have forgiven you, aka the 1%ers. Oh, I forgot, Lily Pete. Then again, Pete thinks that you were 100% right, and that speaks volumes in itself. So yes, Rachel, you have in fact been voted off the island. There's a get-together in BC, and I know for a fact that you weren't invited. The funny thing is, Event almost was. And in all likelihood, had he gone, I bet he would have been remembered more fondly than you ever would have been. Take a look at this picture. The fact that you're not here is a loud and clear middle finger. Lily Pete could have been in this picture before you ever would have been. Does it hurt to know that people like Robin0928 is more well-liked than you are? I was gonna play a clip dogging Robin, but then again I saw his video on every little thing she does, and it actually wasn't bad. Music's a little loud, by the way, if you're listening, Robin. You have empty-headed, dumb, common fans. I'd call you the PewDiePie of the Brony fandom, but I've already reserved that title for the Brony notion. So it's finally sunk in. You're not welcome. Conversely, this is nealx. He's a gentleman who, with his own time, made a series which is called Elements of Brony from his own blood, sweat, and tears. It's heartfelt, it's moving, it's memorable. He's a wonderful human being.
So let me just say that any creative project is like a story. Even a creative project that's about a story. And to get serious for a moment, in the story of this project, you could say that this is the low point in the narrative. The point at which all hope seems lost. The point at which one of the main characters has failed. And he can only look at his comrades and say as sincerely as he can, "I'm sorry."
I know.
But all is not yet lost.
I would call nealx the most un-KP thing ever, and I could think of no greater compliment I could shower on someone. Rachel, you've become a meme, a joke, and not that kind. You've been a meme for years, but it's finally safe to talk about it out in the open. You fucking deserve it. Get wrecked. Dear Mintheart, side to my audience, Mint here is an underage girl who is famous for her escapades with older gentlemen. That's how we know who she is. Her friend is Vito, who will rush out to defend her, even though he's failed to come forward about other creepy older gentlemen. Why? Well, I couldn't tell you. I even offered him $100 to do the right thing. Vito's response was, he said he wanted $200. And you got a deal. Long story short, Mint, please log off the internet, get a jump rope, get on a bike, go for a walk, go dig a hole in the dirt. Go do whatever it is kids your age do. The hell away from the computer. Mint here refused to tell her parents about any of the fuckery that's been going around online. For the belief that any parent, any reasonable parent, would yank their kid off the internet immediately. So I want to be perfectly clear. I don't want Mintheart bullied off the internet. Long story short here is, 'cause Mint drew a shipping picture of her original character with mine to prove some point, and publicly, right here, right now, to quote Ric Flair, to ride Space Mountain, you have to be 18, kid. You are not 18. There are some weak-willed men who've been confronted with whack jobs like, say, Iris Prism, who can't tell people like this firmly no. So this is my firm no to you, Mintheart. I'm not interested in your motivations. You can call me a stuck-up asshole to your heart's content. Furthermore, you're underage and one of your closest online friends is Vita, who's a junkie. I say this because, God be willing, if your parents see this video, they should pull you off the internet immediately. I remember your response, if I tell my parents I'll get pulled like Glitzy Glam. So to my audience who's listening, Glitzy Glam was this young girl whose parents yanked her off the internet because of Keyblade, was getting a little too close. For legal reasons, I'm not going to be able to speculate, but there's a certain dramatic reading performed by the Burning Donut. Here's a link in the description of Keyblade crying about a 14-year-old girl being removed from the web.
Gather round, my faithful followers, because I have a story to tell. So here's the backstory. The girl he is bitching over is 14 and the Keyblade guy in question is 20. Her parents don't want her talking to a 20-year-old man over the internet. Who's in the wrong? Also, all the other messages have been retracted to protect everyone else but Keyblade.
I'm making a video about this. Hopefully when she returns, Glitzy can show her foolish father this video and make him think there's a difference between being protective and what they're doing. Overprotection is just as dangerous as underprotection. I've been overprotected my whole life, and he needs to hear this. From a logical standpoint, they jumped the gun in assumption. And they automatically assumed that I'm a pedophile. I swear I didn't know she was 8. He didn't directly state it, but I know the mindset. I can judge his lack of effort to even bother to try to understand someone else's point of view. Like an uneducated bigot, every day you hear about people who are just too trusting on social media getting reeled in. He is a bigot. She's told me about her family. He claims to be a Christian. Yet a major part of the Christian faith involves loving others and showing respect to others. He's failed to do so. My mother raised me the exact same, and she's made me into an introverted, socially awkward person.
I might remind people that discussing happenings in Sweetie Bloom's room, the defunct support group, it was basically the Brony version of Heart Progress. If you would like to know more about that movement, here's a link to the channel called Suit Yourself. He's a bit more balls out on tackling such nasty topics than I'm capable of. Mint, you have a hepped up junkie telling you to do dumb, stupid things. We all know the meme, where are your parents? I'm not laughing. You're hanging out with degenerates. I think your legal caregivers should step up and remove you from that environment. You should have been out of a year or 2 ago. Speaking of which, you've been running around accusing someone of potentially being a pedophile, Mint. So here's what I'm going to do. You can come forward, like last time, and Deckard Spade offered to help you file a report with the authorities. But like last time, your big concern was my parents. Also, you're saying I'm overreacting to shipping. Here's Minart telling AJ the autistic pony to kill himself for doing what Minart is trying to do to me. Now, I'm not sticking up for AJ, he's basically acting like Minart. Thank you, fuck you, bye.